Tens of millions of dollars flowing to one out-of-state company. And now, after months of asking questions,
a lot of stuff going on, nothing seeming to be getting any better yet. This is gonna be one of those videos where I'm rattling off a lot of things going on out there in the world today that you might not be seeing somewhere else. CEOs being reported leaving their jobs at record numbers. Homeland Security officials getting put on leave for derogatory comments towards Israel on social media. President Biden asking for more billions and billions of dollars to assist Israel alongside of Ukraine. I don't know where all this money's gonna come from, but people are spending it like crazy, like something big's coming. And the government has just issued worldwide caution. They have publicly stated, due to increased tensions in various locations all the way around the world, a lot of stuff could pop off, probably shouldn't travel. I'll tell you more about that as well. Stuff you guys probably wanna know about, coming right up. Welcome to you if you're brand new here to our awesome community where we do prepping tips, emergency preparedness how-tos, and most importantly, we go over news and awareness, stuff you might not be seeing out there and stuff you might want to know. If you find value in that, be sure to hit the notification bell so you guys can stay up to date. Let's jump into this one. I want to start with this because this is kind of big and could affect you all. They're talking about you need to be extra careful when you're thinking about traveling. The travelstate.gov just announced on October 20th, worldwide caution alert. This says, due to increased tensions in various locations around the world, the potential for the T-word attacks, demonstrations, or violent actions against the U.S. citizens and interests, the Department of State advises U.S. citizens overseas to exercise increased caution. U.S. citizens should, one of three, stay alert of locations frequented by tourists. 2, enroll in the Smart Traveler Enrollment Program, the STEP, to receive information and alerts and make it easier to locate you in emergency overseas. Number 3, follow the Department of State on Facebook and Twitter. Now, I've been hearing buzz. This goes for inside the state too. Like, there's a lot of things that could pop off, rallies that have been talked about being held, protests and marches. And the ones I've seen, these people don't look friendly and they don't look like they're out to make friends. So be careful. I'm thankful for being back in the States because I was kind of in a risky area. Use precaution because things are getting a little bit more heated up than they were. Not sure if you guys saw this, but this came out on the 19th. CNN Politics put out first on CNN. U.S. Navy warship near Yemen intercepts multiple missiles, U.S. official says. And that was the USS Carney, if you guys want to look that one up. Now, before I move on, you guys will have to tell me, what do you guys think, carefully down in the comments, but where do you think that this thing over there, Israel, the Palestine stuff, where do you think this is headed? I've heard so much controversial stuff supporting both sides, and both sides having some strong arguments. I've been hesitant to put anything new out because some are saying it's false news. Some reports saying that things and reports were created by AI. It's getting interesting. And you might say that the US supports this country over that country, and some of you might say they're playing both sides of the fence. I know one thing, it's turning into a money pit for sure, and a lot of innocent people on both sides are not getting a fair shake. Another buzz, White House confirms it accidentally identified US Special Forces in Israel in an Instagram photo. We regret the error, a spokesperson says. Who exactly runs these sites? You guys remember those stickers that you used to see that people would put on gas stations when you went to fill up? It made a lot of people mad. Well, they've got a new sticker. Are you ready for this one? Well, yeah, this is the new version that's coming out, and I suppose you're probably gonna see that one floating around here soon too. And regarding all of those migrants, right? Have you heard the latest buzz in Chicago? Wall Street Apes on Twitter says more Chicago corruption. Chicago is using the illegal immigrants, migrant shelters to funnel tens of millions of dollars to a single out-of-state private company. You guys want to know how much it pays? Paying employees as much as $16,000 per week of taxpayer money. I'm assuming this is true, but you see how that works?
NBC5 Investigates finally has the receipts. Here's Bennett Haberle.
The number of migrants now calling Chicago home has grown to more than 18,000 over the past year. The challenge is that many don't have a home and are living in Chicago police stations or inside city-run shelters. For months, NBC5 Investigates has been following the money billed by Favorite Healthcare Staffing, the company contracted by the city to provide workers for the migrant shelters in Chicago.
Now don't forget, this is one place, and this is happening in a lot of places. So think about the numbers and think about the money.
After denying our initial request for a year's worth of records, the city did provide us with 4 weeks of invoices from this spring, detailing payments to 400 Favorite staffing employees. We found that Favorite billed for 84 hours of work per week for most of their employees, and that those rates range from nearly $50 to $156 an hour for regular pay and $75 to $234 an hour for overtime. Take, for example, employees assigned to housekeeping. Favorite billed the city for 4 weeks at a median pay rate of $17,000 for each of the housekeepers. At that rate, taxpayers could have potentially paid a median rate of more than $220,000 a year for each housekeeper supplied by Favorite.
Did you guys know there was so much money in housekeeping these days? We're paying for it.
When it came to those assigned to security, invoices show that Favorite charged Chicago taxpayers a median rate of $24,000 apiece for each security guard for 4 weeks worth of work. That translates to an annual charge for each security guard of more than $300,000 a year. And then there's nursing staff. For one registered nurse at the shelters, Favorite billed Chicago a total of more than $64,000 for 4 weeks' work. At that rate, taxpayers could have potentially paid more than $800,000 for a single nurse.
Did you guys see those numbers? That's what's happening when it comes to a lot of what we're dealing with. The stuff overseas, the border crisis. I bet you more than anything, it has more to do with money, our money, than anything else. Let me know down in the comments what you think about that one. Blows my mind. Might have to go into security guard business or housekeeping over in Chicago. But you saw, to pay them that much, how much it costs us to pay them that much. Absolutely insane. Fortune reports CEOs are leaving their jobs in record numbers in what is the executive suit version of Great Resignation. So for most workers, the Great Resignation is over, but for the CEOs, it's just ramping up. Why is this? Well, it's reported that burnout is surging. Reads on, just not liking the responsibility anymore, and they want to pursue a different venture. Another thing in the news, did you hear Chick-fil-A owes a lot of people a lot of money? In this Hudson Valley Post, it says, beloved fast food eatery owes many New York State residents money. A very popular fast food chain agreed to pay customers money after a lawsuit started. The company secretly increased some menu prices. Well, shoot, I think that's happening everywhere. But you might be owed some money. Fast food chain Chick-fil-A is agreeing to a settlement in a class action lawsuit. Chick-fil-A settles at $4.4 million class action lawsuit, and that's a federal lawsuit that was filed in the state of Georgia earlier this month. Some foods were increased by 25 to 30% according to Insider. The article reads on how you can go get your money if you happen to eat at Chick-fil-A. And that's another topic. You guys need to pay attention to class action lawsuits, because it happens all across the board with a lot of things that we all buy on a regular basis. And you know what? A lot of this stuff gets shoved under the rug and we never hear about it. Recalls happen and all kinds of stuff. A year passes by, we didn't hear about the recall and we didn't hear about the class action lawsuit. So pay attention. Oftentimes on this channel, we've got good remedies for that. Keep your head on a swivel and keep your eyes both wide open. Then I mentioned, on Zero Hedge, Homeland Security immigration officer on leave after creating a post online that said F Israel. You can apparently check out her media posts praising Hamas. Interesting, right? You keep on looking down that road and I guess you can find out DHS officers doing the same thing. Interesting. Here, I guess here's the whole post, including the F Israel. We are ready for your downfall. Probably not a good representation for Homeland Security, right? CNBC reporting incredibly harsh. Up to 600 Americans are trapped and besieged Gaza. And when it comes to hostages, have you guys heard how much each hostage is worth? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was like $1 billion or more per person. I mean, you've seen the payouts on it before, right? It almost seems like with everything else that we have to deal with, some might say they could see the business opportunity in this. As ugly as it is, it might be true. Key points: President Joe Biden is seeking $105 billion security aid package for Ukraine, Israel, and the U.S. southern border, and more. The request comes with Congress business at a standstill as House Republicans battle each other over who should be the speaker. Money flying out the window with this guy. Now, if you heard about the 2 captives, Fox News is reporting American mother and daughter held captive by Hamas released, and they listed some sources. And also a lot of buzz out there about money in banks and finances, so keep your eyes peeled on that one. A lot of people saying all this that's happening over there with Israel could be a deterrent. And I'll also add that there's a lot of buzz out there about the banking systems. Your money in the bank, is it safe? Many people out there reporting that this whole Israel thing could be a big distraction for what's going on over there. I'll keep digging into that one, get back to you guys. But that's enough bad news for now. I promise as I learn more, I'll keep you guys posted. Keep prepping, keep learning, keep doing. We'll see you on the next one.